Hey, I just got the chance to see Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and I thought that you guys know what I thought about it. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is, as you might guess from the title, a spy movie. It was based on a novel by John Le Carre and follows a semi-retired MI6 operative played by the great Gary Oldman as he tries to uncover the identity of a Soviet mole in the British intelligence service during the Cold War. This is not the type of spy movie we're used to seeing these days. I mean, when most people think of spy movies nowadays, they think about movies like Mission Impossible or the Bourne movies, which are good movies, but this movie is probably a whole lot more authentic in terms of what being in intelligence is actually like. I mean, there there are very few action sequences, no car chases, none of that. It's just people talking, people trying to keep secrets, and other people trying to figure out what those secrets are. And as it stands, the movie does that very well. I mean, being British, you might expect lots of these characters are very repressed, not prone to showing what they're really thinking. And one of the interesting things about this movie is how so many characters in it have such buried secrets, buried pain, and even though it doesn't spell more or less anything out for you exactly, you can get a real good sense of what they are just by looking at the actors' faces. I mean, this movie is difficult to follow at times. I mean, it goes back and forth through time and locations with not a whole lot of exposition to let you know exactly what's going on, but the actors are so good that you feel like you have a good handle on these things, even if you didn't get a whole lot of details. I'm sure this is a movie that gets much better upon repeat viewings. No, one, and I mentioned the cast before. The cast in this one is pretty much a who's who of talented British actors. I mean, in addition to Gary Oldman as the lead, we have John Hurt, who's always excellent. He plays Control, a former leader of the British intelligence who, along with the Gary Oldman character, was kicked out after a disastrous uh, attempt at intelligence gathering in Budapest. We also have Colin Firth from The King's Speech as another operative. We have Toby Jones from Harry Potter and other movies like Oliver Stone's W and Captain America as one of the suspects is to be the mole. We have Mark Strong who's been playing lots of villain parts lately in Sherlock Holmes and the Green Lantern. He plays the one of the agents who was involved in the disaster at Budapest. And then we have Tom Hardy. He plays kind of shady character who tries to enlist the aid of Gary Oldman. And then we have Benedict Cumberbatch. He's probably best known for playing the title role in the new BBC series Sherlock, and he's very effective here, basically as a guy who Gary Oldman hires to do his dirty work inside MI6 while he remains on the outside so people won't suspect what he's trying to do. Yeah. Now, these characters, as I mentioned, lots of their past, their motivations and such are buried, and we don't get a whole lot of background information on them, and we basically have to pick up what has happened to them by implication. They don't tell you a whole lot about their backgrounds. You have to, but the director, Tomas Alfredson, he's a Swede whose last couple movies are very good. They were Let the Right One In, the vampire movie, and The Girl Who Played with Fire, the second movie in the Swedish Millennium Trilogy adaptations. And he's really good at just, kind of hiding clues within the frame. Just the way that certain shots are held, the way he put certain details into the movie almost by sleight of hand. It actually kind of reminded me a lot of the Silence of the Lambs, the way in which, while the main story was going on, the things around the characters, the set decorations, the editing, the just how a shot is framed can let you gather a whole lot more. The difference here is that while the backgrounds and such aren't really necessary to know the whole plot in The Silence of the Lambs, in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, you get the feeling that you really do have to be paying attention to everything going on at any given time if you want to know exactly what's going on. And while that does, as I mentioned, make it a little bit tough to follow at times, it also makes it very satisfying to try to just really pay attention all the time. This is not a movie where you basically sit back and let it happen to you. This is a movie where you have to stay engaged the entire time, which I will admit to some people, being that most of it is based upon dialogue and character, can feel a little bit slow and dragging to viewers who aren't used to this sort of picture. Uh, I liked it. I'm not sure exactly how much I liked it. I mean, the performances are very, very good. It's a beautiful movie to look at. The editing and the camera work is especially good. And when they finally start to unravel the mystery about what's going on and who the characters are, you really get a sense of what the stakes are going to be. It really gets very exciting by the end. And, uh, and just watching this movie, you really get the idea that although it's a very well self-contained movie, it really makes me want to like maybe read the book or especially watch the 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 BBC miniseries that was also adapted from the book that had Alec Guinness as George Smiley, the guy hired to find the mole. But as it stands, this is a very good spy movie. With very good performances all around. Gary Oldman got an Oscar nomination for his performance. Many people didn't expect that. And and if you like a sort of a low key, slow burning kind of spy picture, this is the one. This is the type of movie that you'll enjoy quite a bit.